So hello everyone, we have a new replay commentary, 31k rule set, 2 versus 2, a game that we played on Game Ranger quite some time back, maybe 6 months, maybe even more. So I'm playing as Macedon. I have 6 companion cav, I have 2 Cretan archers, and I have 12 royal pikemen. I have Nidintu next to me. He is playing as SPQR. He has 4 auxiliary archers, just 3 upgrades. He has Praetorian cav, 6 of them with 6 upgrades, and the rest urban cohort, probably 8 and 7 upgrades. Yeah. So let's start it. So we have Dio from Greek clan, who is playing as Seleucids faction. He has 3 Silver Shield legionaries, 11 Silver Shield pikemen, and rest 6 cataphracts. Then we have Cleo from the Greek clan, who is playing as Carthage. He took 5 slingers, 4 second band cavalry, and 11 second band infantry. Okay, let's double speed it. I would say Greeks got faction disadvantage. Well, when you have a Roman player in your team, you have a lot more flexibility. You can play it in whichever way you want. You can dominate the battle, but ideally, if the Carthage goes for my infantry and then these guys, Seleucids, just holds against the Roman infantry, then maybe they have more chance. But another thing is, if you have so many archer units here, and you cannot really just go and stand and hold against the Roman infantry, because these archers, if they just prefer to shoot your infantry rather than just exchange ammo with you, in that case your infantry will just get raped. So that's why we have some advantage here. And here what we see, the Greeks, they usually have a plan of how to do it. I think that was the reason. Like they know that this is doable, but under some circumstances they want to get rid of these archer units, so that maybe they can just focus on Macedon with Carthage, and while these guys holds against this infantry. Well, considering they have 14 infantry and there is only 10 urban cohorts here, still they have chance to hold against them. So this is the best thing they can do, is to kill these archers, which is exposed in our flank. But let's see. So they are currently pushing with all of their cavalry and with all the second band. But there is going to be something happening here. Like, usually what is going on, like, you just keep running back, maybe just try to gain advantage here, because you already lost your archer units. But what I like about playing with Nidintu is that he is insanely fast and he can be really tactical. Like, look what he's doing. He knows that, like, these guys busy with chasing down this cavalry, maybe just not like, maybe some of them are attacking these archer units, but he positions these 3 cavalry while runs back with the other 3, and he's going to fucking charge, man. I mean, you have all this infantry here, you have all this cavalry here, 6 cataphracts and 4 sacred bands. You have only gold Praetorian cav and gold companions. Usually, I mean, I wouldn't do it, but he did it, and this charge really means a lot. These 3 cavalry, how they charge, this gains a big advantage here. So here he goes for the charge. He knows that not all these units are ready for this charge. So this is the advantage that we get. Then he calls me for the battle. So he instantly routes one cutoff frags, and then he comes for the other charge. So another thing, these guys will come back for this battle, and then these Praetorians will get more better cavalry charges as well. I've also been thinking about what is going on with the infantry. Like, it's not the first time, but usually how this ends. Okay, I'll talk about it later. But here is how the cavalry fight is going to end here. So it was a pretty risky move, I would say, but it was the best one that you can do there. Like, yeah, the cavalry fight is won, but what I'm gonna talk about is the infantry. So usually, like, this is from my experience, I'm not sure if it's totally correct or not. By the way, here we have my infantry positioned here. Seleucid infantry is going to come here, maybe to hit from the back of the Nidintu's army. We won the cavalry fight. We've got a couple of archer units. This is it. But what I was going to talk about, as you have seen, they've been advancing with the support of the infantry. But, I mean, we all know that the pike and spear units, they do this huge damage on the cavalries. But the thing is, if you have your cavalry engaged somewhere here and your spear units coming from behind and the enemy cavalry is on the other side, I don't think like the infantry does a lot of the thing. I don't know why it is happening, but it keeps happening all the time. Maybe it's because of they're moving through your own units and they don't reach the enemy cavalry so easy. But it's kind of weird. I've realized it while I was watching this replay one more time, and it keeps happening all the time. Anyways, so we have slingers of the Clio here. We have some of my Cretan archers. They're going to probably get routed, and ideally all we have to do is to chase down these slingers and not to leave anything behind. And Clio pulled all his infantry out from the battle. There wouldn't be much of those sacred bands today against urbans, and I guess Dio is not going to accept the fight and he's going to run back too. We can just chase these units until the end map, but I'm not sure. I mean, it can go either way. They can just spread out these units, and then yeah, it could be hard. But what we are going to do is just to stop this chasing and to rest, because we have all this infantry, and I'm pretty sure Nidintu didn't use all his pillar, so we have more chance of winning this battle right now, considering we have all this cavalry advantage as well. Infantry means a lot in 31k battles, but cavalry can never be underestimated. I don't know how it was, but I've got a feeling that generally in 31k community cavalry is being underestimated a lot, but it can be very decisive. And for example, in this battle, their main hope could have been cavalry against the Roman infantry, a strong cav. But so when you lose them, things get a little bit harder, and all always, and we cannot just use our cavalry that easy too, because it's not a Roman unit that we can only use the cavalry where there is heavy engagement going on, or places that we are 100% sure that we can get a route. So it's more about a infantry fight right now, and I'm gonna simply double speed it. Probably we're gonna rest, and meanwhile we kill in the slingers. Yeah, we got rid of all this skirmish force, and also good job for them that they, although they lost the infantry cavalry fight, they managed to kill all our archer units too. But if we had left them, it could have been much harder for them. So I've got almost all my units fresh. Like one of them is down to 90 men, but all of them are around 120, somewhere there. And I think Nidintu had some engagement with sacred bands, but the damage they got, I don't think he got much of a damage. And Cleo, I think Cleo had 11 sacred bands, so now he's down to 9, and some of them like down to 60 men, but most of them around 80. And so does Dio. He has damage on his spikes on the front line, and one of his silver shield legionary is down to 50, but the rest, we can say the rest are okay. And our cavalry, I have 5 cavalry alive, but there are 3 of them, let's call it 2 of them is got high damage, but the rest is over 40 men. And Nidintu got 5 cavalry as well, but they're heavily battle damaged. So he put these loose formation units here to exchange some possible pillar with these legionaries, and then probably he's going to use this infantry to preferably throw pillar on sacred band units, and then we go for the engagement. But let's see. Yeah, as you see, these legionaries keep throwing pillar on my units, and here for Cleo moves up with his infantry, but these guys are going to get pillared heavily. Maybe what he wanted to do, to go for the engagement and to avoid heavy damage from the pillar, because what I think, when your units is being engaged, or your allies units is being engaged with the enemy units, then when you manually pillar those units, maybe they get not that high damage. They get a damage still, but it could be not that high. But sometimes you cannot just micro it that well. You auto pillar it on all of the units, and you throw it on one unit, because you see all these units are coming forward, but you just auto pillar, you just end up throwing it on 2 units or something like this. So I can understand they cannot go to the passive engagement here, because then the Roman player got all this time to just pillar whichever unit they want. And another thing is, sometimes when these units are engaged and you want to throw on this unit, but for some reason they don't throw they try to throw the pillar, but they don't end up throwing the pillar on those units. Anyways, so I have a couple of my units already getting routed. One of the cavalry of the Nidintu got routed, and we have the infantry of the Dio getting routed. But there are not so many circuit bands left, and they are already mainly winded. And we have my units facing them, which are fresh, and also Nidintu is being supporting me with the infantry again, so these circuit bands can't hold much. So we surrounded them, and now we're going to look for cavalry charges. So you want to charge somewhere here, maybe, if you want to just charge through here, but still there are not so many units here, so all he can do is just to turn the face of these units and face the cavalry charge. In that case, the things can be very hard. So I go for a charge right here, but it would have ended up me losing all this cavalry. I pulled back, but then I go for a charge. I see this spot here, and it routed 2 units. And yeah, oh, we have 2 cataphracts. So yeah, I think it's pretty much the end. Cataphracts, if they charge, I would just turn the face of my pikes, and Nidintu is doing the job with his infantry here. Yeah, what we could do is just to go for the heavy engagement with the pikes too, and then just to make these pikes to turn their face and then the charge, because already they're getting routed. There are empty spots here, so yeah. Yeah, I don't want to lose any cavalry unit. To go for a straight charge to the pikes, because it can be very tricky sometimes. Sometimes a game can do some really bullshit stuff, so it's always good to go for the 100% engagement. So yeah, as I told, if the cataphracts go for the engagement, all I can do is just to turn the face of my pikes and to meet them there. They would probably get routes if they hit the urbans, but we are making the engagements together, so they are almost safe. Anyways, this was the battle. I really enjoyed playing this battle, and I think all the players did a good job, and I hope you guys enjoyed it too. Good games to everybody, and let's see the end screen. So that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the battle, and hope to see you very soon again. Bye.